I wanted to show you what I've been shooting with for the last, I don't know, 3 years. This is it. It's a Bloggie on a mount I made. And I'm shooting this in 4K just to give you a look. And then when I focus it, I'm focusing through that little aperture there. So when it's on my head, I try to look where the laser beam is because that's the focus of what I'm talking about. So it's worked pretty good. The new camera, which is now a 4K action camera with 170 degrees, you can see it bend slightly. You can see the edges bend. It's not complete fisheye, but it allows it to focus a little closer up. And these action cameras are cheap. I picked this one up for about 40 bucks, and it's able to shoot 4K. People I've seen online saying no, it's not really 4K, but the sensor, the CMOS image sensor in this camera is capable of 12 megapixels, and it can shoot at 720 240 frames a second. So optically, through that sensor, it's capable of the 4K at 25 frames a second, which is what I'm actually shooting at. I haven't upgraded my software, so I'm probably not going to be able to edit this, but I wanted you to see, because I've never really shown it mounted. You know, this is it here. So it's really handy when I'm working. Man, I can leave this thing on my head and just pop it on, you know, hit the record button and record. So it's worked really well up until now, which means this new camera is going to get a new mount. I actually bought a gyro 3-axis gimbal system for it as well. I probably won't need that in most cases. It seems fairly stable. It's a small camera, but when I mount it on my head, it'll be just fine. I plan on setting up a small boom so I can record up close to what I'm doing. So I'm probably going to end up getting 2 or 3 of these little things. But I wanted you guys to see. I'll do another video using the Bloggie as a comparison, and I'm going to shoot this so you can see what this camera looks like. Now, I'm not endorsing this camera in any way. It's just what I found. I checked the specs on it. I like the specs, and for 40 bucks I could basically throw it away. That's a nice dinner on the town, you know. That's nothing. So I could afford to take the chance and get it. It's using a surplus 6/8 circuit board, which is a very common one that's used in a lot of these action cameras. But because it's using a Sony optical image sensor, it's 1/2.3 inches. It's a fairly decent optical CMOS. So what can I say? If it's affordable, I'm going to use it. So I'd buy American if America made something cheap enough and effective enough. But in this case, there you are. So